our channel. If you're new here, hello! In our last video we talked about vertebrates, which are animals that have a backbone. Today we will be continuing our discussion on types of animals as we talk about invertebrates. Today we are going to talk about the phyla of invertebrates, which means animals without a backbone or spine. Invertebrates make up the majority of the animals on Earth and are all of the animals that do not fit in the vertebrate phylum. Here is a diagram of the animal kingdom. But today we are only addressing these groups. These groups include invertebrates. Major invertebrate phyla that we are learning about today include Porifera, Cynodera, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Mollusca, Annelida, Arthropoda, and echinodermata. Within each phyla, these organisms share certain traits and a certain level of structural organization. Generally, this organization becomes increasingly complex as invertebrate species diverge and new phyla form. To make learning these complex words more fun, we have created a funny little sentence that represents all of the phylum that we are learning today, and that sentence is, "Prince Carl planted magical money anywhere Archie echoed." And this sentence is completely nonsensical, but it's still pretty hilarious. We'll come back to this later, but for now, let's say it as fast as we can. Prince Carl planted magical news anywhere Archie echoed. Faster! Now it's your turn. You go ahead and try. Let's get into our invertebrate phylums. Animals in our Porifera phylum have specialized cells but no tissues and incomplete digestive systems. Sponges are an example of animals that belong in the Porifera phylum. Next we have Cynodera, which include jellyfish and corals. Cynodera have radial symmetry, which means they are symmetrical from a point in the center and have true tissues and an incomplete digestive system. An incomplete digestive system in an animal means that the animal receives nutrients and excretes waste through the same opening in their body. Next we have the Platyhelminthes. These animals have bilateral symmetry and a complete digestive system, which means they have an opening for food and another opening for waste. Examples include the flatworm. Next we have the Nematoda phylum. Nematodas have complete digestive systems, and an example of an organism that is part of the Nematoda phylum would be a roundworm. Next we have Mollusca. Mollusca is the second largest invertebrate phylum after Arthropoda and have common characteristics such as organ systems and some with primitive brains. Examples of molluscas include snails, clams, and squids. Next we have Annelida. Annelida includes animals such as earthworms, leeches, and marine worms, and have segmented bodies and primitive brains. Next we have Arthropoda, the largest phylum of invertebrates, which includes insects, spiders, crustaceans, and centipedes. A common characteristic within the Arthropoda phylum includes a segmented body as well as joint appendages, an exoskeleton, and a brain. Lastly, we have the phylum Echinodermata. In the phylum Echinodermata, all organisms have a complete digestive system and a spiny internal skeleton. Examples of echinodermites include sea stars, sea urchins, sand dollars, and sea cucumbers. Do any of you remember our little sentence that we talked about earlier? Prince Carl planted magical news anywhere Archie echoed. This can help us remember our phylums because each starting letter in the sentence lines up with one of the invertebrate phylum. Prince is for Porifera, Carl is for Cynodera. Anyone remembers what planted is for? Planted is for Platyhelminthes. What a crazy word. Magic is for Mollusca, and news is for Nematoda. Anywhere is for Annelida, Archie is for Arthropoda, and Echoed is for echinodermata. These are some pretty weird words, but they will help us remember the most important invertebrate phylums, even if our silly sentence is really, really silly. As always, thank you for watching our videos. We appreciate you watching. And our website is up. Be sure to check out our website. There will be a link in our description. With that, stay safe and keep yearning for learning.